On July 20, 1969, one man prepared to take a step that no human had ever taken before. But only a few hours earlier, the entire mission stood on the edge of disaster. For the first time in history, humanity was about to leave footprints on another world. This was not just America's mission. It became one of the greatest achievements in human history. The journey to the moon began years earlier, during one of the most intense rivalries of the 20th century, the space race. After years of failures, explosions, and relentless testing, NASA prepared its most ambitious mission ever. Millions of people around the world watched, wondering whether this impossible dream would succeed or end in tragedy. July 16, 1969. Before sunrise, the most powerful rocket ever built stood silently on Launch Complex 39A, waiting for its moment. Inside the spacecraft, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins completed their final checks before liftoff. As the countdown approached zero, millions around the world held their breath. Then, at exactly 9:32 a.m. local time, history ignited. Producing more than 7 million pounds of thrust, Saturn V slowly lifted away from Earth. Within minutes, humanity's greatest voyage had begun. Only hours after launch, the mission faced its first critical challenge. The command module had to separate, turn around, and dock with the lunar module Eagle, a maneuver where even the smallest mistake could have ended the mission. After a flawless docking, Eagle was safely extracted. The spacecraft that would carry humanity to the moon was finally complete. For the next 3 days, the crew traveled nearly 384,000 kilometers toward another world. Inside the tiny spacecraft, the astronauts lived, worked, and slept in a space no larger than the inside of a small car. Every system was monitored constantly. In the vacuum of space, there was no room for failure. Then, after 3 days in space, the gray surface of the moon filled the windows. The most dangerous phase of the mission was about to begin. On July 20, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin climbed into the lunar module Eagle, leaving Michael Collins alone aboard Columbia in lunar orbit. As Eagle descended toward the moon, everything appeared to be going according to plan, until warning alarms suddenly filled the cockpit. Mission Control quickly confirmed that the alarms could be ignored. The descent continued, but a far greater problem was waiting below. The planned landing site was covered with massive boulders and a dangerous crater. Landing there would almost certainly destroy Eagle. Every second spent searching for a safe landing place consumed precious fuel. Soon, only seconds remained. With less than half a minute of usable fuel remaining, Eagle finally touched the lunar surface. Moments later came the words that changed history forever. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." Hours after landing, Neil Armstrong slowly opened the hatch of Eagle. Beyond it lay a world no human had ever touched. With millions watching from Earth, Neil Armstrong placed his left boot onto the moon, becoming the first human to stand on another world. His first words became one of the most unforgettable quotes in history. "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Soon after, Buzz Aldrin joined Armstrong. Together, they became the first humans to explore the surface of the moon. They deployed scientific instruments, collected lunar rocks, and carefully documented every moment for future generations. For just over 2 hours, humanity walked upon another world. The dream that had inspired generations was finally a reality. The mission on the moon was complete, but the most important objective still remained: getting home safely. After more than 21 hours on the lunar surface, Eagle's ascent engine ignited with perfect precision. High above the moon, Michael Collins waited alone aboard Columbia, orbiting silently for hours. One precise rendezvous in lunar orbit would determine whether the crew returned home or remained stranded forever. The docking was flawless. Together once again, the crew prepared for the long voyage back to Earth. Leaving the moon behind, Apollo 11 began its 3-day journey home. Ahead lay one final test that every astronaut feared. For 3 days, the astronauts drifted through deep space, carrying humanity's first samples from another world. As Earth filled the windows once again, the crew prepared for the most violent phase of the entire mission. Before entering Earth's atmosphere, the service module separated forever, leaving only the command module to face the fiery descent. Within moments, the capsule slammed into Earth's atmosphere at nearly 11 kilometers per second. Temperatures outside the capsule soared to nearly 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than molten lava. The blazing plasma blocked radio signals, cutting communication with mission control during the tense blackout period. For several long minutes, no one on Earth knew whether Apollo 11 had survived. Then at last, radio contact returned. Apollo 11 had survived the inferno. Apollo 11 splashed safely into the Pacific Ocean, completing one of the greatest journeys in human history. After recovery, the astronauts were immediately placed into quarantine. Scientists wanted to ensure that nothing from the moon posed a risk to Earth. Across the globe, millions celebrated the success of a mission once thought impossible. The mission returned with more than 20 kilograms of lunar rocks and priceless scientific discoveries. Apollo 11 proved that human determination, science, and teamwork could accomplish what once seemed impossible. It inspired generations of scientists, engineers, explorers, and dreamers around the world. Even today, every mission to the moon carries the legacy of Apollo 11. What began with one careful step became humanity's first giant leap toward exploring the universe. Apollo 11 was never just about reaching the moon. It proved that humanity could achieve what once seemed impossible through courage, innovation, and determination. Every mission that followed stood upon the courage of those who accepted the unknown and dared to explore it. Even today, the footprints left on the moon remain untouched, silently waiting beneath an endless black sky. Those silent footprints remind us that history is written by people willing to take the very first step. The moon was only the beginning. Beyond it lies an even greater frontier waiting to be explored. The spirit of exploration continues to inspire every generation to look beyond the horizon and ask what comes next. More than half a century later, Apollo 11 remains one of the greatest achievements in the history of humankind. Humanity reached the moon because someone believed the impossible could become reality. And as long as that spirit lives on, our greatest discoveries are still ahead. This is Timeless Chronicles,